Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Northern Kentucky Spotlight Podcast, presented by CVG. I'm your host, Sarah Brookbank. Today on the podcast, we are joined by Sherry Ems, Director of Military and Veteran Services at Easterseals Redwood, who highlights their upcoming honor ride happening on Saturday, August 19th, and how you can get involved in this very cool event. On NKY at Work, Nancy Spivey is joined by Berkemeier, the Director of Development at Life Learning Center. They chat about transformational employment and how local employers can get involved. Thank you to our podcast sponsors, CVG, our title sponsor, C-Crew Consulting, our digital sponsor, and our episode sponsor, Haran. This month, we are launching a Leadership Alumni Summer Series in partnership with the Talent Magnet Institute. Alumni of all leadership programs at the NKY Chamber, including Leadership NKY, Encounter NKY, and Regional Youth Leadership, are welcome to attend this series. On June 21st, our topic will be the new psychology of work to retain top talent. Also this month, on June 22nd, NKYP is hosting a joint happy hour with emerging leaders of Northern Kentucky. Join us for a happy hour and networking with these two premier young professional organizations happening at DBL Law. You can register for both of those events now at nkychamber.com/events. Now, let's go meet our members of the week, hear from our sponsors, and Nancy and I will be back with your guests.
CVG Airport is the lowest fare airport in the tri-state region with 54 nonstop flights and direct international service to 7 destinations, including Paris, France, and now home to both DHL's and Amazon's global cargo hubs. The airport is furthering its position as leader in aviation and is deeply committed to being an economic driver for the community. You can learn more and start your next adventure at cvgairport.com.
Ranking on Google Search and Maps is easy to understand, but hard to do. It requires constant effort and attention, uploading new photos, responding to Google reviews, writing weekly posts, and checking suggested updates. Google listing optimization takes experience and time, and there are no shortcuts. C-Crew gives your Google My Business account the steady, consistent attention it needs to be effective, optimizing, updating, and expanding critical content every single week. From local retail stores to large regional networks, C-Crew generates content, establishes benchmarks, and creates dramatic, measurable increases in engagement. So what can C-Crew do for your business? More calls, more clicks, more clients.
Congratulations to our members of the week. You can learn more about these businesses by following the Northern Kentucky Chamber on social media, where we will highlight one of these businesses each day. Now, let's meet our members of the week. The Think Shop offers a full range of branding and design services, ranging from strategy to development and implementation of your brand, extending to planning and placement of your advertising. Tri-State Plastics stocks plastic sheet, rod, and tube, and can perform CNC machining and fabrication of all plastics and some metals. Regardless of your life stage, income, or goals, Waddell & Reed can work with you to create a financial plan. Fort Thomas Parlor is a locally owned and operated ice cream shop that specializes in soft serve and edible cookie dough. Ape Mated is a woman-owned, inclusive sizing women's clothing boutique with a range of stylish apparel, shoes and accessories, and a design for all of your moods. Hi, everyone. Today on the podcast, we are joined by Sherry Ems, who is the Director of Military and Veteran Services at Easterseals Redwood. Sherry, welcome to the podcast.
Yes, thank you for having me here.
Yes, so today we are talking about something really exciting that you guys have coming up in August, the Honor Ride.
Yes.
But before we get to that, tell us a little bit about your organization and what you guys do.
So Easterseals Redwood is a nonprofit organization that is here to serve individuals with disabilities, veterans, and those who are facing economic challenges.
Yeah, and so you are the Director of Military and Veteran Services. Talk about what you guys do in that space.
Where should I start? So Military and Veteran Services supports our local military and veteran community in the tri-state area. And we do it in a number of different ways. One is we have a community one-source hotline that provides a connection to appropriate resources that our local military and veterans may need. We also provide employment support for our local veteran community. Whether you're homeless or not homeless, we will help you with gainful employment, education, certification, and things like that. And then we've just started a new program to help service members as they transition out of the military. Mm-hmm. So what the service member can do is they can let us know when their separation date is from the military, And if they're coming back to Ohio or Kentucky, we'll connect them with a sponsor or a mentor who will help them navigate the new world that they're going to be in post-military life.
Yeah, I know we have a lot of members. You guys are one that obviously you guys have spoken at a lot of our recent events kind of covering that topic. I know that is that reintegration into civilian life is such a huge piece. So it's really exciting to hear you guys talking about that. So tell us a little bit about the Honor Ride. So this is something that raises funds for this section of what you guys are doing.
It is. All of the money raised with this event comes back to our military and veteran services programs to allow us to offer the programs and the services that we have for our local community.
Yeah, that is awesome. So tell us about the Honor Ride. How can people get involved?
Well, the easy way to do it is go to eastersealshonorride.com to sign up. So you can either ride yourself. You can create a team of bike riders. This is not a motorcycle ride. It is a bicycle ride at Miami Whitewater Forest. And you can ride as long as you want. You can do one loop around the track, or you can do several loops if you want. And basically, you sign up as an individual or as a team. And that money that the registration money comes back to our organization.
Yeah, that is awesome. It sounds like a lot of fun. As someone who is a bike rider, I haven't been up to the park where you guys are having the event, but it looks like it's going to be a really fun event.
It is. It's non-competitive, so ride at your own leisure. And it's a beautiful course. It's a little bit hilly, but not too bad. It's has some beautiful trees and water around there. But it's just a fun, nice family event as well. And if you can't come to Miami Whitewater to ride, you can ride on your own anywhere you choose.
That's very nice.
Yes.
The virtual option that we get sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So pivoting a little bit, when you guys talk about your military and veteran services, and you guys have an exciting development, you guys have a new center opening up. Can you talk about that a little bit as well?
Yes. So we're very excited about this. Our location at Easterseals on Gilbert Avenue is going through a major renovation right now. And as part of that renovation, we are going to be opening up an 8,000 square foot military and veterans center. And this center will be available to our local military members, our veteran community, as well as their families. It will include a fitness center, shower facilities, laundry facilities, a computer lab, a gaming center, a large multi-purpose room or community room, and then office spaces that people can use so that when a veteran comes in to engage with the resources they need, they will have some private office space that they can use. And the goal of this center is to make it a one-stop shop for veterans so that they can get all of the resources that they need under one umbrella.
Right. I'm sure that is so helpful for our military veterans that really do sometimes need a little bit of extra help when they are getting back on their feet or getting back into this life that, they've been kind of separated from.
Absolutely. And we want to make it something that will be easy for them to use. And in addition to that, we'll have a lounge there too. So the veterans can get together and connect with each other and build camaraderie and kind of get back that connection that they had when they were in the military.
Yeah, that is so important. It's so cool to hear all the great things that you guys are doing. As an organization, what other services you offer? I know we touched on it briefly, but you guys do just a wide variety of things in our community.
We do. So, just down the road from here, we have our Redwood facility that offers support for people with disabilities from infancy all the way through adulthood. And then our Easterseals side, which is across the river, and we're bringing our services across the river both ways. But we provide employment support for people with disabilities or those that are facing economic challenges. And then again, our veteran services.
Yeah, well, this all seems great. I hope that we can get you guys some extra people to sign up for the Honor Ride happening on August 19th. But Sherry, before I let you go, is there anything else you want to talk about how people can get involved with your organization or anything else that people really need to know?
Well, the biggest thing we could use are people that will support our Honor Ride. When we open up our Military and Vet Center, we will want volunteers to help staff the reception area when we open up. But you can go to our website, which is eastersealsredwood.org, just to look at the other opportunities that are available out there. And I think one more thing that I want to say on the military and veteran side, The important thing about what we do, and it's different than a lot of other organizations, is that we don't care what your discharge status is.
Mm-hmm.
We will never turn a veteran away, and we don't charge for what we do either.
Yeah, well, that is so incredible. Sherry, thank you so much for your time today. It's been great having you on the podcast.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Nancy Spivey, Vice President of Talent Strategies for the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. On today's NKY at Work segment, we are joined by Laura Berkemeier from Life Learning Center. Laura, tell us a little bit about Life Learning Center for those who don't know what that is.
Absolutely. Life Learning Center is in Covington, Kentucky, and we help at-risk adults get back into the workforce. We give them dual continuums of education and care to get them the support they need to be productive citizens of society.
Okay, and in that capacity, I know there's a term that I hear these days called transformational employment. What does Life Learning Center do in that space? What is the term transformational employment? Tell me more.
Absolutely. Most of the individuals we're working with at Life Learning Center have some sort of incarceration in their background and are probably suffering from substance use disorder. Usually it's both.
Okay.
So in those situations, they have these barriers that they have in their life that are keeping them from your traditional employment opportunity. So when we say transformational employment, we are looking at employers who understand that background of either substance use or having incarceration, and they understand and they're going to hire that person regardless of their background. You'll hear second chance used a lot to refer to the same thing. But we don't like to use that terminology because we all say, I mean, who doesn't need more than 2 chances in life? If you only got 2, we would all be done. So transformational employment as a term we're trying to adopt because we think that just speaks better to what's happening with these individuals. They need that transformation. They are committed to working. They want to work. They are loyal employees. And so the employers are also recognizing that, and it's a whole transformation for both.
And then I understand that, there's really statistics around this population in particular, and the fact that they are more loyal, more
Absolutely.
ready to come to work, ready to give it their all. Tell me more about that.
So I'm very much about numbers. I don't just put numbers on paper if I don't feel like they are truthful or accurate. So in doing research for our annual report every year, I do research with scholarly articles. I make sure that I'm finding actual research, not just some random article. Mm-hmm. And one of the studies that I found was through HR professionals, and it showed that of those who have experienced incarceration, they actually have a lower turnover rate versus individuals who haven't. And that makes sense because they're back in society. They appreciate the opportunity to contribute versus take from. And so by giving that chance, by giving that opportunity, they are going to be more loyal employees.
So as an employer, what can I do to support my transformational workers?
Great question. It's not just enough to say, all right, now we're going to start hiring individuals who've experienced incarceration. There's so much more that goes to it than just simply that. That is a great first step, but there's more. You have to understand the background that these individuals have. They might have appointments that they have to make. They might have to do random drug screens through their probation, parole. They are going to need a little bit of flexibility with their employer to understand that they're not just your typical person off the street. They're going to have some things they're still dealing with because of that past. So for the employers to be able to be open to these new types of individuals, new types of employees, they just have to ask the right questions, do a risk assessment, look at the individual, understand their situation, and instead of jumping to a conclusion, maybe just take a step back, approach it with empathy and think, what could this person be going through and how can I help versus what am I going to do to punish this person? For example, transportation is a huge barrier for individuals who've been incarcerated, for those suffering substance use disorder. So if somebody shows up late 3 times, a lot of times that might just be, well, I'm sorry, you're fired. Yeah. In these situations, we would hope that the employer would go to the person and say, what's going on? What's causing you to be late? Are you having issues with transportation or childcare? What can we do to help you? And instead of just jumping to that conclusion that it's something negative that needs to end in, termination, what can we do to work together?
Well, it sounds like a great population of individuals that may need just a little bit more support, but the assets they bring, I mean, the loyalty, the ability to be there, the ability to contribute, far outweighed. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. And what I always like to say is substance use disorder is non-discerning. It could happen to anyone.
Yes.
We are all just one bad decision away from ending up incarcerated. You never know what could happen. You could have a bad accident and you could be put on, opioids, and then suddenly you're in this situation where you can't get off of them. So at Life Learning Center, we've seen the gamut of individuals. They're all unique with their stories and their backgrounds. We've had people who have a PhD. We've had six-figure salespeople. They come from all walks of life. It's not just inner city or suburban, urban, it's everywhere. And so keeping that in mind, making sure that we are looking at the individual and seeing what their background is, connecting them to an employer that makes sense. And that's something we really are intentional about. We're not just placing individuals with a job. We're getting them a career at a living wage and something that's going to be long-term successful for them. And when you talk about those individuals being loyal and really having the skills, that's part of what we're teaching them at Life Learning Center through our education program. Clearly something in their life went wrong to have them end up in this negative situation that brought them to us in the first place. So we're going to teach them all the skills, all of the really important life lessons that maybe they didn't get for whatever reason that are going to set them up for success so that they not only get that career, they keep it.
And if I'm an employer and I want to access the population that have come through the doors of Life Learning Center, how do I do that?
So contact Life Learning Center, definitely. We are always looking to make new partnerships with employer partners. We have over 280 currently that we work with. And what I'll say too is if you're in the position of one of our candidates or members as they're looking for employment opportunities, if we give them a long menu of 280 or more employer partners, they're going to need to see the salaries, they're going to see the benefits, they're going to see, are they on the bus line? Are they within my neighborhood? They're going to pick and choose which ones are most attractive to them. So the employers also have to make themselves attractive, of course, to the potential employee. Sure. So with that kind of list, then we have to make sure that everybody's doing their best on the other side. So definitely reach out to Life Learning Center if they're interested in partnering with us. And I can't say enough about our employees. Once they're back in the workforce, we have several really key employer partners we work with often, and they'll call us and say, give me more, send me more like so-and-so. They're great, they're loyal, they do a fantastic job. We're promoting them because they're doing so well. How many more can we get?
Let me ask another question, kind of phrased the other way. Say I'm an employer and I have somebody that is working for me that may have some substance abuse issues or may need some assistance. Can I, as an employer, reach out to you or recommend that service to the people that work with me?
Absolutely, we want you to, because it goes both ways. One output of the program is employment. That's not the only output of our program. Of course, that's a huge benefit, but all those critical skills you're learning, not only how to get a career and maintain a career, but financial wellness, how to create a bank account, how to balance your checkbook, how to have credit, how to gain credit. Sure. So yes, if employers have situations where their employees clearly needs a little bit of help, absolutely they can come to us. We have our day program and our evening program to enable individuals who are employed to continue to learn the lessons at Life Learning Center. We're very flexible on that, and we do hope that employers will see that and start sending their individuals to us, and then it becomes a bilateral pipeline.
This is a great resource. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, of course.
Hi, I'm Shannon Schumacher, Account Executive, Kentucky Market Leader. At Haran, we champion bold innovation to help employers and individuals thrive. As an industry thought leader, we explore new horizons in healthcare, benefits, employee engagement, and wellness. We work harder to deliver all the strategic benefits, planning, and execution you expect from a true partner. And we do it with laser focus on your short and long-term outcomes to help manage your benefits while improving your employee experience.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast today and learning a little bit more about our friends at Easterseals Redwood and the Life Learning Center. Thank you to our podcast sponsors, CVG, Secret Consulting, and Haran. Don't forget about our 2 upcoming events this month, the Leadership Alumni Summer Series in partnership with Talent Magnet Institute and NKYP's Joint Happy Hour with Emerging Leaders of Northern Kentucky. You can register for both of those events now at nkychamber.com/events. Finally, if you are a member who would like to be featured on the podcast, or if you're someone who is interested in joining the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, please reach out to Lynn Ablin. And if you're someone who is interested in sharing your workforce strategies and resources on NKY at Work, please reach out to Nancy Spivey. You can find their contact information on the screen in front of you or at our staff directory at nkychamber.com. Thanks again for tuning into the podcast. I'll talk to you all next week.